Hi guys, I'm Sarah Hall, and today we're going to discuss a cornerstone to experience peace and well-being, and that is the practice of non-attachment. Non-attachment is profound because it is a path to discovering your nature. You see, you are not your thoughts, you are not your identity, you are not your body, you are not your personality. Your true self is not something to be found in that which is subject to change. At the core of your being, beyond all the layers of all the things that you have identified with and attached to, that over time have become your personal story and character, beyond that lies the presence of God. You are the universe itself. You are all the oneness of the entirety of creation expressed in an individual. To live without attachment to outer forms allows you to root in your true being. Now, some of you might be wondering, what about my morals and my values? What about my goals and my success in life? Isn't it good to have attachment to these things? Well, the practice of non-attachment allows you to center and root yourself in your true being, wherein wisdom, generosity, compassion, fulfillment, and love pour forth effortlessly. You don't need attachment to outer forms of identity, not even to things like your personal set of values, morals, success, intelligence, and so forth. Because when you live from your true self, you see that you are intelligence. You are success, morality, and love itself. The outer forms and systemizations of these things are meager representations of the substance and essence of you, the God self within. And moreover, to be unattached to form, it does not dull your participation in life. Rather than dulling your capacity to love and expand your experience, non-attachment does quite the opposite. It liberates you from your perceived limitations and disidentifies you from your ego, such that greater potential for love and creation pour forth from you. To be unattached allows you to be in this world of duality and form, and yet understand that you are not of it. Such an awareness gives way for enlightened understanding of divine paradox. For you see, the ultimate, highest truth is that all is one. In oneness, your consciousness is like a drop of water rejoined to the ocean, and that the drop is no longer perceived as a separate entity. But to develop awareness of this oneness, this is truly a remarkable thing. You see, incarnation into the world of form and duality serves a purpose because it gives us the experience of self-awareness. To experience self-awareness is to experience contrast. That contrast gives way to an enlightened awareness of our oneness. A fish is not aware of the water it lives in, for example, until it experiences contrast by being pulled from the water wherein it experiences air. Then might the fish become conscious of the water. And so, awareness expands. Non-attachment is useful in cultivating this awareness because it is a tool with which you become equipped to see beyond the ego, to glimpse the root of your consciousness beyond the false self and its distracting attachments to the constantly changing tapestry of stuff and things and thoughts and feelings that run through our lives. Non-attachment is also incredibly useful and empowering because it allows you to move beyond pain and difficulty in life. It gives you a deeper experience of acceptance, faith, and surrendering to the flow of the universe, which thereby invites in a greater sense of perspective and insight into all the situations that you face. If you wish to heal anything in your life, non-attachment can be incredibly empowering in doing that. Through the practice of non-attachment, you can heal pain and difficulty, because when you are the non-attached observer of your pain, you are no longer identified with you. If you are no longer identified with your pain, you are no longer resisting it. When you are no longer resisting your pain, you are no longer embedding it further and further into your reality by reaffirming its existence. You thereby give it space to pass you by with greater ease and expedience. In other words, practicing non-attachment helps you to minimize your ego and its tendency to internalize outer things, to make them part of your identity. Thus, you're not taking on the painful emotion personally, justifying it and programming it into your sense of who you are and are not. And this has a very real effect on how law of attraction works in your life. Like dipping your finger into a still pool of water causes ripples to expand outwards, thoughts also expand, creating an energy that influences the law of attraction in your life. Non-attachment is an excellent practice for uplifting what you manifest, because you can cease in fueling negative patterns as you release attachment to the false self that would make such negativity part of your identity. Accept life just as it is. Non-attachment and acceptance are beautifully linked, wherein acceptance strengthens your ability to allow the forces of life to flow through you. In the words of the Tao Te Ching, knowing the constant, we accept things as they are. By accepting things as they are, we are impartial. By being impartial, we are part of nature. By being part of nature, we are one with Tao. In other words, in accepting and allowing life to flow, you join with the flow of the entire universe and become one with God and nature. You are no longer maybe swimming upstream of life's current, trying to control the unknown for lack of faith in the forces of life, but allowing the current to carry you towards perfect harmony, however that might be expressed in your individual experience. So, how do we practice non-attachment? Here are my tips. Number 1, cultivate awareness around attachment. Become aware of what you're attached to in the moment that something causes an emotional rise or a reaction. Allow that to be a reminder to become aware and just simply observant. Simply observe the moment with pure awareness and acceptance of it. Number 2, there is no need to try to change how you feel in the moment or to try to stop caring. Just recognize your emotion, breathe and observe, and allow it to be there. This ensures that you're not just stuffing down or repressing your feelings. In fact, non-attachment is quite the opposite of this because, again, it is the act of fully accepting and allowing your current state to be. Number 3, meditate. Regular meditation for stillness creates an imprint in the mind. It programs your consciousness to naturally lean towards quiet, peaceful observation in the face of adversity. And even when you aren't formally sitting in meditation, you can bring bursts of this practice into everyday life situations. For example, let's say something causes you stress. In that moment, become aware and take in several long, deep, healing breaths through the nose. And you do it through the nose because breathing calm and slow through the nose turns off that fight or flight response in the body. And then as you breathe, place the following intention in your mind. I observe that I'm feeling upset. Breathe deeply again. I allow this feeling to be. As you breathe deeply, you'll notice that you will let go of the feeling in your body first. The body doesn't really want to hold on to stress. It only does so at the urging of the mind. So as your body relaxes, you'll become very present with yourself, observing and perhaps noticing that you feel very open. This openness, after a moment, may help you to understand your feeling or attachment more fully. You might become aware more keenly of the source of that feeling, of what belief patterns it has maybe triggered within you, and so forth. You'll notice that when you're observing that you are feeling upset, you're no longer upset because you're not letting your ego continue to attach to, feed, and fuel that upsetness anymore. You're not letting those thought patterns continue to trigger other negative kinds of thought patterns. So rather than being lost in the upset moment, you're looking at it from the outside. And like this, you are no longer in a downward spiral of negativity. From this space, just simply observe and allow your newfound insight just to be there. Just love, accept, and allow yourself to be. This open, pure lack of resistance is an inner channel through which greater potentials arise. You may dip into moments of higher consciousness, even if for a moment, in which you are able to enter a oneness, a sense of quiet, of no-placeness. Practice non-attachment if you wish to heal anything in your life. For example, if you want to lose weight, release attachments to your beliefs that you are overweight, or your attachments to beauty standards. When you recognize the things you're attached to and observe how they function in your life, you may discover that such attachments were limiting your potential to grow and to change. As you connect more fully with your true self, you will integrate the divine truth of your absolutely unlimited nature. Non-attachment allows you to become flexible. And remember, the tree branch that bends and moves flexibly in the wind does not break. It is the stiff branch that breaks under pressure because it is immovable and inflexible. In practicing non-attachment, when change inevitably does come, it does not cause you to resist or to react painfully. It reminds you to lean not on temporary, changeable things for your support in your life, but to lean on the divine and on the infinite. Lean on your true source in God, and there you'll discover harmony with the impermanence of life, giving rise to greater potentials to experience and create. I love and thank you for existing and for joining me in this chat today. Do keep in touch with me via social media. You'll find the links below. And visit my website if you'd like to get in touch, schedule a coaching or a healing session with me at sarahhall.com. Know until we meet again that you are so loved and so very blessed. Bye.